Iran and the United States, once close allies, now fierce rivals shaping global politics. Decades ago, the US helped Iran build its first nuclear reactor. Open cooperation defined their relationship, but mistrust and power struggles turned partners into adversaries. Their journey is a lesson in how history shapes the present. Today, their rivalry influences the fate of the entire region. To understand today's headlines, we must look back at how two friends became rivals. In 1953, Iran's elected Prime Minister, Mohammad Mossadegh, decided to nationalize Iran's oil, angering Britain and worrying the US, fearing Soviet influence. The US and Britain orchestrated a secret coup, removing Mossadegh and strengthening the Shah's rule. The Shah, now firmly in power, reversed Mossadegh's oil policies, restoring foreign control and profits. For the West, it was a victory. For Iranians, it was a bitter betrayal. The coup planted deep mistrust. Many Iranians saw it as proof that the US would interfere to protect its interests. This event became a symbol of lost independence and foreign manipulation. The memory of 1953 would haunt US-Iran relations for generations. It set the stage for resentment and suspicion. The Shah's alliance with the US would only deepen these divides. What seemed like a quick fix for the West became a wound that never healed for Iran. The seeds of future conflict were sown. The next chapter, the Shah's rule, and the unrest it sparked. The story was only beginning. After the coup, the Shah became America's closest ally in the region. The US provided money, weapons, and political support. Seeing Iran as a bulwark against Soviet influence, the Shah launched the White Revolution, modernizing Iran, expanding women's rights and building infrastructure. To outsiders, Iran looked like a success story, but beneath the surface, many Iranians were angry. The Shah's regime was authoritarian. Dissent was crushed by his secret police, Savak. Wealth from oil flowed to elites, while many remained poor. Traditional and religious values felt threatened by rapid modernization and Western influence. The US alliance became a symbol of foreign domination. Opposition grew. Religious leaders, students, and intellectuals demanded change. The divide in Iranian society deepened. Quiet anger simmered, setting the stage for revolution. The Shah's grip weakened as unrest spread. Iran was on the brink of transformation. By the late 1970s, protests against the Shah exploded into a nationwide revolution. Millions demanded his removal and a new government based on Islamic principles. Ayatollah Khomeini, exiled for opposing the Shah, became the revolution's spiritual leader. In 1979, the Shah fled. Khomeini returned to a hero's welcome. The Islamic Republic of Iran was born, rejecting Western influence and denouncing the US as the Great Satan. The old alliance was shattered. Hostility replaced friendship. Iran's new leaders sought independence from foreign powers, reshaping the nation's identity. Laws and politics were now rooted in a strict interpretation of Islam. The US, having lost its key ally, now faced a powerful adversary in the region. The revolution redrew the Middle East's balance of power. The stage was set for direct confrontation. The next crisis would push relations to the breaking point. The world watched as trust collapsed. Months after the revolution, the US allowed the exiled Shah into America for medical treatment. Iranians, fearing another coup, demanded his return for trial. The US refused. In response, Iranian students stormed the US embassy in Tehran, taking 52 Americans hostage. The hostage crisis lasted 444 days, dominating headlines and fueling outrage in both countries. Failed rescue attempts and nightly news coverage deepened the trauma. The crisis destroyed any remaining trust. Diplomatic ties were severed and never restored. For Americans, Iran became the face of hostility. For Iranians, the crisis symbolized resistance to foreign interference. The embassy takeover became a defining moment, one that still shapes perceptions today. The wounds of 1979 have never fully healed. The rivalry was now open and bitter. After the hostage crisis, hostility hardened. The biggest flashpoint, Iran's nuclear program. The US feared Iran was seeking nuclear weapons. Iran insisted it wanted peaceful energy. Years of suspicion led to crippling US sanctions, devastating Iran's economy. Both sides clashed over influence in the Middle East, backing rival groups in proxy conflicts. The 2015 Iran nuclear deal offered hope. Iran limited its program, sanctions eased. But in 2018 the US withdrew, reimposing sanctions. Iran restarted its nuclear activities. The cycle of mistrust resumed. Regional conflicts and nuclear fears kept tensions high. Diplomacy flickered, then faded. Each side saw the other as a threat to its security and interests. The rivalry became more complex and dangerous. The world watched, hoping for a breakthrough. Today, in 2026, Iran and the US remain locked in a tense standoff. No embassies, little direct contact, only indirect messages through third parties. Old wounds shape every move. The 1953 coup, the 1979 revolution, the hostage crisis. Disputes over nuclear ambitions, missiles and regional influence keep the rivalry alive. Sometimes tensions flare dangerously. Other times, quiet diplomacy tries to ease the strain. Both sides have red lines they won't cross, making compromise elusive. The relationship is stuck in a cycle of suspicion. No war, no peace. Each side views the other's actions through a lens of past betrayals. What one sees as defense, the other sees as aggression. Decades of mistrust have built a wall that's hard to break. Understanding this history is key to understanding today's headlines. The future remains uncertain, with global consequences hanging in the balance. The story of Iran and the United States is far from over. If you found this video insightful, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your support helps us bring you more stories like this. Thanks for watching.